everyone. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Clint. I'm the team lead at the Commons Climbing Gym. This is another installment in our technique and just general climbing knowledge video series. Today I'm going to be talking about shoe fit. This is a topic that has many different tangents and rabbit holes, but I'm going to give you some of the things that I look for and some of the things that I think are really important for especially newer climbers to understand about shoes and shoe fit. Why I think this is so important is I think that many people don't properly size their shoes, and they suffer for it because if you don't size your shoe properly, you can't use it how it's meant to be used. And how this correlates to technique is if you don't have a properly fit shoe, you can't hold as much weight on your feet, which means you're forced to hold on to more with your hands, which is kind of the enemy of climbing. We want to carry as much weight on our feet as we possibly can, and you need properly fitting shoes to do this. So a good partner video with this is a video that Gary Matos did, our head root setter, on edging. So you can't use anything that he did in that video if you don't have a properly fit shoe. So today we're going to talk about the parts of the shoe so that it will hopefully help you understand the size in any reviews that you're reading, and then how I size the three categories that I use to size a shoe. We're going to look at this shoe, talk about the parts. So the first thing that you'll hear people talk about all the time is something called the last. So the last of the shoe is just a plastic mold that they build this shoe around, and it determines the overall shape. Each shoe, sometimes even within the same brand, oftentimes within the same brand, has a different shape. And that's why you kind of have to experiment with different styles of shoe and brands to find the one that fits your foot the best. Let's talk about the rand. So the rand is this rubber piece that wraps all the way around the shoe, ties the shoe together. So that's basically the point of the rand, is it helps hold the shoe together, and it helps keep its shape around your foot and heel. Let's move on to another kind of rand. This is something that's, I would say, the benchmark of most modern climbing shoes, is this tensioned heel rand right here, often where the climbing shoe company proudly prints their name. So this is also known as a slingshot rand. So what this does is its goal is to try and use some of your forefoot up here and put some of the load, or from the front of your foot to your heel. Sorry, it's transferring load as you weight the front of your foot. The next thing we're going to talk about is the sole. So that's this second little piece. Let's see if I can get in close. So you can see here's the rand, and then there's a line, and here's the sole. So the sole is actually what you're climbing on. It's what you're edging on, and it's the stuff that you wear out. So a pro tip, when you start wearing through your sole and you can see the rand, it's time to resole your shoes if you're interested in resoling. Okay, the toe box is everything basically from the ball of your foot forward, and the heel cup is back here underneath the slingshot rand. So how do we size these shoes? You're gonna have to look at my foot here. I apologize, but it's probably the easiest way to see how I size shoes. So these I would term as a comfy fit. So the goal of a comfy fit is I'm gonna, be wearing this shoe all day on long multi-pitch climbs, or if I'm climbing cracks. So if I'm climbing a crack, I need a shoe that I can foot jam with. And if I have a tighter fitting shoe, it tends to really hurt your feet. So I can still face climb pretty well in these shoes because while it's a more comfortable fit, I'm not altering some fundamentals of shoe fit.
like.
My toe is at the very end, and actually when I wear these shoes I have a little bit of a curl, just a gentle tiny curl in my big toe. This allows me to transfer energy from the front all the way back to my heel through that slingshot rand. In terms of the width, my toes actually span from side to side, and my heel fills up this heel cup. There's no, I would say, bubbles or kind of weird loose spots over my toe box and heel, and not even down the length. So I want this shoe, and any climbing shoe, to fit my foot snugly, almost like another sock or something on the outside. I want my shoe and my foot to move as one. Let's move up to something I call a good fit. So a good fit is going to be a little bit smaller shoe, maybe going down half a size, and you can see here that my toe is going to curl a bit more to fit in this shoe. So I would use this for thin cracks, where I need a little bit narrower toe box to fit into a smaller crack to jam. And then basically this is like kind of your all-around edging and climbing shoe. It's good for all kinds of terrain. You can smear in this, you can edge really well, you can climb vertical to slightly overhanging. This is where I would say I do most of my climbing is shoes that fit like this. Same idea in terms of width and heel cup. These fit my feet quite well. Last we're gonna go to the performance fit. This is your sports car. These are the shoes when you watch Anamandra or Megos or your Daniel Woods. They are like literally taking their shoes off as soon as they possibly can. Or Nathaniel Coleman, all those strong folks, Alex Puccio. This is the one that you need to get the absolute most from your shoe, and you kind of sacrifice, I would say, a fair amount of comfort to get there. So I'm going to use this on super overhanging routes, on hard boulders, and you can see that my toe is going to be pretty aggressively bent to fit in this shoe. And I might even get, because I have wide foot, my pinky toe might be starting to stack underneath my other toes. It's not what I would call comfortable, but it helps you crush. Okay, so I hope this helped you kind of understand what you're looking for when you go climb. There are different sizes for different purposes. And my recommendation for a newer climber, in terms of where I would fit my shoe, is somewhere between that comfy and good. At the very minimum, you need to get a comfy fit. If possible, I would say go to where that comfy fit was and maybe size half a size down. The reason I say this is generally shoes break in a little bit and stretch just a little bit. And so it might be a tad bit tighter than you were anticipating in the start, but it will save you from having to buy another pair of shoes in a month. It will also let you edge and use that shoe like it's meant to be used. And so you can really start developing good, proper footwork and foot technique from the very beginning. In a great test, I'm going to leave you with a test of how you can check to see if your shoe is maybe in need of a resizing. If you can put your shoe on now and go find a small edge somewhere, and if you stand on that edge and using the proper technique, the proper edging technique that Gary talks about in his video, and you don't feel confident standing on that shoe, you are definitely in a shoe that's too big. So thanks for your time, and I hope to see you soon.